I come in here, and the first thing I'm doing is I'm catching the sight lines and looking for an exit.
I see the exit sign too. I'm not worried. I mean, you were shot. People do all kinds of weird and amazing stuff when they're scared.
I can tell you the license plate numbers of all 6 cars outside. I can tell you that our waitress is left-handed and the guy sitting up at the counter weighs 215 pounds and knows how to handle himself. I know the best place to look for a gun is the cab of the gray truck outside. And at this altitude, I can run flat out for a half mile before my hands start shaking. Now, why would I know that? How can I know that and not know who I am?
Guys, Jason Bourne got it exactly right. Sightlines, exits, identifying possible threats, where to look for weapons. This is exactly how you should go about staying safe when you go out on the town or walk through a mall or eat at a restaurant. It doesn't just make sense for super spies, it makes a lot of sense for the regular guys too. It's not about being scared or paranoid either. I hear that a lot. It's about doing whatever you can to stack the odds in your favor if something bad or dangerous should happen in, around, near you. So let's break this down. What does he mean by sightlines? He's talking about sitting in a place and in a way that allows you to see the entrances and exits of a particular room, not just the doorways, but any angle that gives you an advantage over the bad guys and where they might be coming from. And it's not just what's inside your immediate room that matters. It's taking into account what's across the room, out the window, and across the street on the other side as well. Let me give you an example scenario to think about. The drug deal across the street goes sideways. Someone starts throwing punches. One of those bad guys runs towards the restaurant and comes inside. What do you do? So what does Bourne mean? The guy at the bar knows how to handle himself. Now this comes down to alphas knowing what other alphas look like. For example, I can spot cops and military from a mile away because I was a cop. There's a way they carry themselves. It has a particular look. They also have mannerisms consistent with their tactical training that are very hard to hide, at least for people who are like them. The same goes for criminals. They can spot each other because they know exactly what that type of behavior looks like. If you think about it, this applies to anything really. Say you're a pro golfer and you go to the driving range to hit some balls. You can easily pick out the people from the crowd that have a higher level of skill driving a golf ball, right? You see it easily because you also have that skill. Make sense? So how does he know where to look for a weapon just by looking at the vehicles outside? Now this actually starts before you even go inside the building or the restaurant. Scanning vehicles as you walk inside can provide a lot of information that could prove useful. An extreme example of this, and somewhat funny, would be a parking lot full of Toyota Priuses outside the local Starbucks, right? That fits. With the exception of one lifted, dirty old pickup with an NRA sticker in the back window. Obviously, the best place to look for a weapon in that scenario would be that truck, not the snowflake hippies Toyota. The obvious thing here for people like me is that you should always have weapons on you, weapons you carry daily and are well trained to use in life-threatening situations. That way you don't have to figure out how to break out the windows of the old pickup truck trying to find a gun if you need it. You'll already have it. Bottom line, you're doing everything you can to ensure your safety and the safety of your family when you're out and about. Thinking and sitting tactically when you go inside a restaurant is a big part of this. If you go out to eat as much as my family does, you'll get a lot of opportunities to put this stuff into practice. And that's just another small part of what it means to be everyday ready for the adventures we choose and the emergencies we don't.